edit it in. So I just will mention and ask if I have everyone's permission to record this session meeting. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Very, very good. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today we are hosting our regular Young Entrepreneurs Future of Business with Juliana and Bill. Juliana is a young entrepreneur who really enjoys sharing her knowledge with our community, and we are very grateful to have her with us today. We also have Bill, who is a Vino and Vision coach in training for our Vino and Vision hands-on activities coaching program. And today it's going to be an extension of what we started talking about last week. We are going to be jumping in a little deeper into positivity in the workplace for the young entrepreneur. And in my focus with holistic leadership, I want to also share some insight on the importance of finding that personal work balance for the young entrepreneur and how we can accomplish that. So I look forward to just digging in a little deeper and finding those tools and things that can come in handy for times of stress for the young entrepreneur, but also how to find the tools that help us create that balance, because prevention is key to everything we do. So Bill, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good. And you?
I'm doing great. It's a wonderful Wednesday already.
Good. Here is very cloudy today. The weather is changing, so now it's kind of cold, but
yeah, I think that's pretty much across the board for all of us. We had high temps and very humid, and then they're gonna drop this week, so I'm really looking forward to that. So some of the background that Bill has is as a business analyst. Can you share with us a little bit of that aspect of the young entrepreneur journey and how you foresee moving forward with the culture of business as it is today? How can a young entrepreneur remain positive considering all the different challenges that they may face?
Well, that's something very important if you want to be successful in life. And my mindset, something that I would like to share is this quote that I always read to myself. Self-care, Carrie Reed said this: self-care is giving the world the best of you instead of what left of you. So, and yes, it's self-care, and it's kind of another topic, but it's within the topic of mindset and positive mindset and all the stuff. Why? Because mindset is everything. If you are a person that always are thinking in the bad things, if you are afraid to take a decision, to set up goals, if you think that you cannot do this or that is not possible, you won't be able to be successful at all. In business, you have to have a positive mindset all the time. Why? Because when situations arise, if you have a negative thoughts, you won't be you will be stuck. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot resolve this situation. How I'm gonna resolve this? Stress is going to come to you, and there is no success. You will not be able to move on, and you're gonna be stuck. So you have to be very positive, because to be able to deal with stress, to be able to take good decisions, to be a good leader. Because you cannot be, if you have an organization, if you have if you are entrepreneur, but if you have more people, that if you have employees, because sometimes you are going to provide service, but you need more employees. So you need to be a good leader, a good manager. Also, you need to have good relationships. If you are working, an example, as a life coach or something, that you do not need more employees, but you also have to be very positive. Positive affect our behavior, the way that we talk, the way that we are. If you are a negative person, you won't be able to have a good relationships. You are not going to be able to be a good manager or leader. So it's very important, the positive mindset, all the time in business and in your life, because it's going to help you as well, in your health, because you will be able to deal better with stress. And we are going to have stress, no matter the type of job or business that you have or you're going to start. Eventually you will have situations that can cause you stress. So positive mindset is pretty much everything in life. Also, it's going to be good for your health as well.
So you mentioned the importance of remaining in the positive mindset all the time. I think it's important to address that is a real challenge today, right? And we could have someone listening to us today and say, well, that's impossible. We can't, be in the positive mindset all the time. So I want to bring in Juliana into this part of the conversation, because she is a young entrepreneur and she has her entrepreneurial ventures and adventures. And so I'd like to hear from you, maybe specific examples that you can share with us at times where maybe it was challenging to remain in the positive mindset space, but you found ways, right? Found ways to cope, found ways to move forward, because it is important to address that even though our goal is to be as much as we can in the positive mindset, it's going to be challenging at times. So how do we do that?
Yeah, so good question. So I would agree with Bill in saying that, it's not just in business, that it's in life. Like there's always going to be times where, you're going to have setbacks or things that don't go your way, or you plan something a certain way and then, life takes you another way. And so I guess there's, for me, like, positive mindset is very important. And also like realizing that it's actually a pretty American thing to have more of a positive mindset. But I think that's where a lot of like entrepreneurship and innovation comes in, because to start your own business, to be an entrepreneur, you have to have that belief that this is going to work out. And that's not to say that you're not mitigating risk or seeing the risk. And I think, a lot of times people think and like, talk about positive mindset where it's like, you just have positive mindset and that means that we can just ignore all the, risk and, just not look at it. And, that's a better, mindset, which that's, for me, it's not the same thing. Having a positive mindset, that doesn't mean that you're ignoring the risk or, different experiences that other people have. And I think, that's where you get, a coach in life and also in business, where it's like, you have to have that positive mindset, but you also have to, know the risk going into something, because then, I guess if your positive mindset is only built on just like feeling good, then like it's kind of worthless. And so I guess for me, it's finding meaning in the work and in the mission and what you're called to, to do in your life. And so, it comes from that sense of, understanding rather than just, I'm going to have a positive mindset. And so, yeah, it's just important to have the sense of mission and call for your life. And just, in that you can keep a positive mindset rather than just, trying to tell yourself to be positive when everything is crashing down, and just, telling yourself it's okay. And then, not looking at the risk at all, because I think that's a lot of times what sometimes young people hear is just have a positive mindset and stop thinking about anything that could go wrong. And then, there's trouble that happens. So
I would like to add, there are exercises that you can do every day to be able, you have to train your mind.
yeah.
It's not gonna happen from today to in one day. It's
Mhm.
going to, it's something that you have to put notes, create a vision board in your desk. So when situations happens, bad things happens or something like that, read, take a deep breath, take a moment, and you will be able to
Yeah.
little by little be able to train your mind to have a positive mindset. Okay, this problem arise, I can fix it. If I cannot fix it, let it go, because if you cannot fix it, what
Really
you're
think about it. Yep.
exactly.
I think that's where like you get into technical or some more terminology of like locus of control. Like I think that's where, Viv, you're saying like things that you can control, think about them, have a positive mindset.
Mhm.
Other things you can't control, get rid of it. It's not, worth thinking about. And that's where it's like for entrepreneurs, you have to understand like, I can control what I can control, and other than
Mhm.
that, I can't. So just having that mindset of, okay, there's a problem, let's fix it, not like let's worry about it, kind of just like taking it almost like face value. This is, just not being so I guess stressed out by something. Just, there's a problem, let's fix it, stop thinking about it so deeply.
Yeah, you both have made some really, really great points. And Juliana, you mentioned coaching as being part of those tools that a young entrepreneur, and just for clarity, when we say young entrepreneur, that could be someone that's actually young in their 20s, maybe even younger. Today, with all of the advances in technology, we have 9-year-old entrepreneurs making millions of dollars on YouTube, right? But a young entrepreneur can be someone who is even young at heart, because they're maybe young in their entrepreneurial journey. But let's go back to the importance of coaching. As a recipient of coaching, Juliana, how have you seen the benefits that have come into your personal and also your business life, and how you carry yourself as a leader in the company culture you're creating for those you lead?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think a couple of things. So there's a distinction for me between leadership and management. So whenever I think of management, I think of like, okay, so you're in the work, you're managing people and processes. A leader is more, I think, value driven, and it's kind of something that you earn. Management is like something you manage, right? So I think in the perspective of like trying to do both, coaching is very helpful, because it's like I'm learning the tools that I need, but it's also learning the values and characteristics I need as well. And so having set professional help is super important, but it's also surrounding yourself with mentors, with other people that can kind of speak into your life, who know you, and who can like call you um, to a greater, I guess, person of who you already are. So kind of not to somebody else, but just calling you into who you are and bettering yourself. And so yeah, for me, it's been super important, and having those intentional times where I sit down and I talk to different mentors or people that I respect, and just value whether they maybe did leadership or just their knowledge as well. So it's super important to have that positive mindset. And sometimes that comes from speaking to somebody else who's a little bit older and a little bit wiser.
Very good. I really like that, because in holistic leadership, that really is a fundamental mindset, to know what is the difference between management and, like I say, when are you wearing your management shoes? When are you wearing your leadership shoes? Do you want to be both, right? Do you want to put one over the other in practice in your work, in your company culture or your workspace? So that's really amazing.
And I would like to add in that topic, if you let me do it,
course.
that if you have a business, it's great to add the coaching, the life coaching service, like a part of outsources service that you get for better productivity, for better business, to get more results in your business. Life coach is gonna help everything.
Mhm.
I will definitely tie it in, bring it in together. And it's a good thing that you went a little deeper into that topic, because one of my questions for both of you today is, what can an young entrepreneur do to understand the future of work and productivity? And you've already mentioned that coaching, right, whether it may be focused in their life and the needs in their personal life, or how to tie into the professional life, because with being holistic beings, there is no way that one is not going to, kind of go into the other one. And I personally believe that in the past, not understanding this connection has caused some problems in the workplace. Yeah. So what do you foresee as far as young entrepreneurship and the future of business, and its correlation with the tools to have better productivity, like life coaching? What other things?
That's a question with a big question, because I think that now you can see a mindset transitioning from the traditional job mindset, which is get paid for time, to entrepreneurs mindset, which is get paid for the service and the value you provide. So I think that that's the future in the work environment that we are looking right now, especially after COVID. But for productivity, there is a lot of things that they need to be, do, like because improving productivity is an ongoing activity. So basically, increasing productivity means working smarter, not harder. But that includes equipment, services that you can get to make your people to be more productive. Like we mentioned already, life coaching, that I mentioned, that I think that it's within outsources service that you can get, web-based technology, smart inventory control system. It's it's a combination of a little bit of everything. I don't know if Juliana has more
Yeah, I
things
would
that she can add.
agree with you that it's it's a very big question to ask here. But like I would say, like we talked about, having a coach, getting a mentor, and I think that's different, having a mentor versus a coach. Gaining more experiences, whether it's through articles, YouTube, or reading, or books, or even just like experience in person, or traveling, or talking to new people. I think experiences definitely add to that, add to your imagination and possibilities of how you can re-engineer something or reimagine, how a process works, or how you can do business differently. And so I think that can help in efficiency and productivity, just basically gaining a broad knowledge of things so that you're able to, reimagine how you, do your business, maybe in a sense. And then also, taking like a theoretical or just like a practical approach too, and using tools like, like efficiency tools, or, well, I guess it depends on your industry, but using those tools and working, like you said, Bill, like smarter, not just harder. So having that, and then a big part of it is hiring the right people. People are super important to a business, and so there are ways that you can mitigate risk, but also to be the leader that other people want to follow, to inspire other people, both your your people that you're under you, people working for you, but also, you know, customers, partner. Like there's always ways that you can try and inspire other people, you know, by the way that you act and, you know, conduct your business as well. So that's my 2 cents.
No, that's great. That's cool. That's a very valuable 2 cents. And on that, I want to circle back to something that Bill mentioned right at the beginning when she touched on it. She said self-care, right? And this month, our theme for the month over at Vino and Vision, our hands-on activities coaching program is self-love, right? Self-love, self-care, it's kind of one and the same. So based on that, I do believe, Juliana, that a lot of what you've already mentioned is tied to self-care, right? Whether it is taking the time to meditate, right? Meditate on not just the entrepreneurial business idea, concept, the innovation part of it, but like, what do I see moving forward, right? How am I going to implement this plan? And sometimes silence is scary because it's the unknown, right? And then we touched on the fact too that sometimes we just got to believe that something is going to happen, right? Have that leap of faith as well. So you mentioned mentorship, coaching. Can you guys give me more examples of how a young entrepreneur today can implement self-care? You mentioned reading too, or using tools like apps, et cetera. What are some of the things that have helped you personally?
Juliana.
One, both, the same.
Okay, for me, read. I have an application because a lot of people say I don't like to read. There is some applications right now, apps that you they have some challenges that you can read in 5 minutes because they have the books resume, so you can read a book in like 10 minutes, the most important parts. For me, that is really, really good because I cannot read like, I have ADHD. So for the people who has, because some people said, I have that. So that app for me works really good because I can read a book in 10 minutes and that's it. I have a vision board that reminds me to be calm, to take a deep breath, to take a break. And yoga is really good as well. But for me, walk as well. I go and take a walk with my dog for 10 minutes and then come back, and that's gonna help me to, you know, calm down, and, you know, look around the trees or something. And for me, that it's good music as well. Of course, some kind of music, because but for some people with rock they feel good. With some people another kind of music. So music for me helps me to calm down, to be more focused and be like relax, and then continue with what I was doing.
Very good. That's amazing, because that ties into the last thing that I want to propose we talk about, which is the fact that building on a positive mindset is not linear, and self-care is not linear. That's going to look different for everyone. The way we learn, the way we cope, the way we just have. You guys hear that feedback?
I hear like a bird.
Yeah, so do I.
I like birds, so.
Yeah, that I just noticed. I don't know what it is. Okay, well, so having and maintaining a positive mindset, and also the way we take care of ourselves, is not linear, right? That's going to look different for all of us. While practicing yoga, perhaps for someone may have that calming effect, like you mentioned. Maybe rock music will have that calming effect that can help someone focus in their work. What are some of the things that you are doing, Juliana, or look forward to doing for your business and your company, as far as how to bring that to to your employees or people that work with you.
Yeah, so I think it's really important for us to build camaraderie and not make it about work all the time. Sometimes that means we bring in food to our meetings, especially I think for young people it's important to have food. You can always get young people
for
um,
all of us.
yeah, for all of us. You can get people on board if you have more food, good food. So I think that's important, and just knowing the interest of your employees and what they like to do. For us, when we get into our warehouse, we'll have a place where hopefully we can work out as well. While because we sell workout equipment, our employees can work out. And just like relax too in the break room. So just having space and time for that, so that they can go back to work and not be inhibited by other things, external things. And so I do think it's important to have self-care, because burnout is a real thing, and I think that's a real thing, especially with young people who are ambitious, that they want to get things done, and they think they won't ever get tired. And I have seen differently in my own life, for sure. And so if you don't take time to rest, you'll be forced to, not on your terms. So, I think that's super important. And, looking out for your employees and other people around you, that is really important as well, that you don't, burden other people with, burnout.
And to respond to stress properly.
Yep.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think that's an amazing way to end today's meeting, today's session. I thank you so very much for being here, for sharing your time and space with everyone. And in the future, I also look forward to having other guests who will show us actual techniques on how to do that. Because today we touched a lot on the general, like kind of like what's known, what helps, but how to actually bring in these different techniques, and how, whether we're in management or leadership, we bring it into the workspace, right? We take the lead in showing a technique, like Bill mentioned. So we definitely need direction from those who are experts in that field, where they actually implement the exercises, the techniques that we can share or practice on our own as well, for our self-care, self-love, and balance. Very good. And I got so excited, I jumped right in. I didn't even say my name. So I realized after I got started, and said, I'll just say it at the end. So my name's Sulma, and I'm Vino Vision's Global Lead Coach. And it has been my pleasure to be here with both of you today. And for anyone that watches this session later on, if you have any questions, please put it in the comments, and we'll be keeping an eye out. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys later.
Bye.